every day there are crimes committed every day, and people go in and out of prisons. Over 7.2 million people are in prison or on parole or on probation. Could you imagine living in a cell for 23 hours a day, every day for the next year? I think it would be pretty tormenting, and it would be really sad. So I want to talk about the effects of prison. I chose this topic because I visited a jail, and I know a couple people who have been to jail on a personal basis, and I think it's pretty sad, but I find it really interesting of how it could affect people and the way people do, why they would do a crime, and what's going through their mind. So there's two different kinds of segregations. One's disciplinary, which is basically breaking the rules. If you steal someone's pillow or if you steal their radio or something, then you'll be separated for maybe a day or two or a few hours. Or if you have something more extreme, you'll have an administrative segregation, which is risking the safety of others. So if you threaten to hurt someone or a staff member or another inmate, you could get in a lot of trouble, and you could be in a separate room for many months or possibly years. And if you look on the chart right there, it says crimes against people are the highest. So it just shows that in prison it's not really a safe place at all, and it's very dangerous. So next, there are effects from crime and delinquency from 2003. There's lack of social interaction if you're inside of an administrative segregation. So, and people are anxiety, and they get really aggressive, or they might get really depressed, as this person might look. If you look at the picture, you just look at a brick wall, solid brick wall all day, and you get a bed, and that's about it. So it's pretty sad. My first article showed 65 male inmates and 24 controls, and they wanted to test whether or not people with psychological problems, if they would have negative effects from staying in the prison for a year. And they found that neither hypothesis was supported from this, which is kind of interesting. But these people were, beforehand, they have been with violence, or they've hurt other inmates, or they've been in this administrative segregation before. So it was not the best choice, but there are still tests going on every day. And my next article was a women's prison. And they took a survey, basically, and they said if they've gotten into trouble with other people, or if they haven't, like had a minor misconduct. So they took a survey, and out of 4 options, they labeled themselves as they had no disorders, if they had a mental disorder but no drug problem, or if they had a drug problem and no mental illness, or if they had a mental and a drug problem. So the results were that over 55.3% of people weren't written up or had no misconduct, which that's a lot, I'd say. And 1/5 of people had a mental disorder, which is pretty crazy if you think about it, with all the people that are in prison. And also that people with mental disorders are more likely to get into issues and trouble with other inmates or misconducts than people who have drug issues or no problems. And also, people with previous inmates are more who got in trouble with previous inmates are more likely to get in trouble also with the staff. And the methods, they both were articles had quantitative methods, and they used a deductive approach. And I chose to do men and women prison for both my articles to get a different perspective, because a men's prison and a women's prison are completely different, and the staff are different, and the way they are treated are very different. And so every year there's being studies done with the mental effects and how people are being treated in prisons, or if they are even getting treated at all. And I'd say that people are they're living in a different place with a different life, because they're controlled completely, and they get fed at a certain time. They only get to look at a wall every day. They don't get to go outside or enjoy normal activities that we get to do. So like go to school, come to class and learn. They don't get to do that. They just sit at a wall. So in conclusion, I studied the prisons and the effect of people. And I know people are going in and out of prison every day, and it affects us because there's crimes every day. And you don't know when it'll happen or where it'll happen.